Hello, and thanks for watching another edition of ARFCOM News. Today I want to tell you about how the North Carolina Sheriff's Association is finally willing to support an end to the Jim Crow pistol purchase permit system. But before we get started, I want to tell you about the fine mahogany night vision products offered to you by our friends at TNVC.com. Artfully handcrafted by earnest, hardworking Amish operators, TNVC night vision is unique and uncompromising, just like you. If you like seeing stuff more than not seeing stuff, take a look at our sponsor, TNVC.com, your source for quality night vision gear to make you the bump in the night. The North Carolina Sheriff's Association is finally supporting an end to the Jim Crow era pistol permit system. Long ago in the bad old days, North Carolina passed a pistol purchase permit law which required folks to apply for permission to acquire a handgun from their local sheriff. If the sheriff believed the applicant to be of good moral character, he could choose to issue the permit. This sort of language was a common tactic to deny people of color their rights. Back then, institutional racism was powerful and pervasive. The state existed in large part to maintain the status quo, and numerous mechanisms were used to help keep minorities in their place. For decades, the North Carolina Sheriff's Association has opposed attempts to repeal the pistol purchase permit. Earlier this year, they even opposed HB 398, which would allow sheriffs of neighboring counties to issue a permit so residents could sidestep obstinate bureaucrats like the sheriff of Woke County, Gerald Baker, who had to be sued into doing his job about a year ago because he just up and stopped issuing permits, using the bat sniffles as an excuse. Never mind that all the other sheriffs managed to keep doing their jobs. Eventually, Baker did start doing his job again, but he is still slow-walking applications through the process, doing everything in his power to draw out wait times. He moved for the suit against him to be dismissed because he is issuing permits now, but back in March, a federal judge found that what Wake did was a violation of the constitutional rights of the applicants and allowed the suit to continue, so plaintiffs may pursue damages against the sheriff. HB 398 was amended on April 20th and now would fully repeal the pistol purchase permit. Oddly, the North Carolina Sheriff's Association now supports HB 398. Their official position is they support the repeal of the pistol purchase permit now because the North Carolina courts have finished uploading involuntary commitment records to the National Instant Criminal Background Check system. Previously, sheriffs had to check those records separately, but now that they are contained in NICS, the background check run by a dealer covers those records. That sounds reasonable, but what I don't understand is the courts finished uploading those records back in 2019, and the North Carolina Sheriff's Association opposed HB 398 earlier this year when all it did was to allow sheriffs of neighboring counties to issue a permit. Now that HB 398 repeals the pistol purchase permit requirement altogether, they suddenly support it? I think there's something fishy going on here, and I can't quite put my finger on it. But if they're willing to support the bill now, I guess we should be grateful for their support. Predictably, Sheriff Baker registered his continued opposition to HB 398, and the governor is still likely to veto. So to get HB 398 passed, we're going to need more than just a party line vote. We need enough Democrats to support HB 398 to override a veto. So, if you believe in the right of the people to bear arms regardless of what state you live in, I want all of you to pause this video right now and call 919-733-4111 and speak to one of their fine barrel-aged politicrators. I've placed a link to the House roster down there in the doobly-doo. So please call as many as you have the stomach for and focus primarily on Democrats, but remember, Republicans need love too. Tell them pistol purchase permits are anachronistic leavings of the Jim Crow era and they disproportionately harm minorities and the poor. Tell them the North Carolina Sheriff's Association supports HB 398 and they should too. Tell them if they don't support it, you will campaign for their opposition in the next primary. Well, friends, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoy watching these things because I sure like making them for you. You guys are always asking me where I find my fly shirts, so this time I put a link to my shirt in the doobly-doo, but if you want to try your luck and see if you can win this rad shirt, post a comment containing the phrase, "The spice must flow," in the YouTube comments, and I will arbitrarily and unilaterally choose the best one. If you want to help us keep bringing you banger content like this, please support the folks who support us. Not only does TNVC.com give you night vision with that cool, refreshing, never bitter taste that goes down smooth, they also have mounts, lights, and all sorts of other gear to make you the bump of the night. I love you.